I refuse to make sure things are equal between my daughter and stepdaughter. My wife and I each brought a daughter from previous relationships into our marriage. Despite being only a year apart in age, our daughters were completely different. And that's why I'm here. My daughter has always been athletic and outgoing. Growing up, she played basketball, softball, soccer, volleyball, and even golf in middle school. She picked up tennis and never looked back. I paid for her to have private lessons, and when she found out how much I was paying for those lessons, she decided that's what she wants to do. As her teenage job, she's now a junior, is one of the best players on her HS team, and teaching tennis lessons, she teaches elementary school kids and charges $75 per hour per kid with her skills and outgoing personality. She has a waiting list of kids and makes about $200 a week. She could make more, but I limit her hour so that she can concentrate on school. My stepdaughter is reserved and not very athletic. We always tried to sign her up to the same sport and team with my daughter, but she either object or quit a couple weeks in. I get it. Sports is not for everyone. So I never made her feel bad about it. She recently turned 16 and got a job at a burger place nearby. She's making $13 an hour and brings home less than $200 a week. My daughter recently decided that she wants to be independent by buying her clothes and electronics with her own money. You can now check if there is a part 2 by pressing Sharon. More obviously, she can afford the latest styles and gadgets she recently brought herself. The top of the line. My stepdaughter is jealous of her sister and have been very vocal about it while we were bed last night. My wife said it was unfair. One is making so much more than the other. I answered that there's nothing we can do about it, and it's a good life lesson for the girls. My wife then suggested we have my daughter use her money to help my stepdaughter buy the same things, or we cover the pay difference between the girls. I laughed because I thought she was joking, but she wasn't. We whispered for about an hour before we went to sleep this morning. She brought it up again. The accused said, "I'm refusing because I'm playing favorites, and that's a move for a parent." We argued until we had to leave for work. Update. Thanks for reading my post and giving me your input. I've read through most of the replies during my lunch, and I'll get through the rest. After work, I'll answer some common questions. We try to sign my stepdaughter up for the same sports as my daughter, because we thought it would be a bonding experience. We also wanted to get her out of the house and meet people, because she spends most of her time in her room playing World of Warcraft. We didn't make her participate, but asked that she tried things for at least a couple of weeks, then she could quit if she wanted to. We tried to get her to sign up for things that she enjoys, but she always refuses before getting this job. She spent much of her free time playing games, so I'm at a loss to think of any marketable skills she could leverage into tutoring. You can now check if there is a part 3 by pressing share and more. When we decided to have an open conversation with my stepdaughter, it was with the hope that we could help her discover something she was passionate about. The tension in our home had become palpable, and I knew we needed to address the issue head-on. So, one evening after dinner, my wife and I sat both girls down in the living room. "We need to talk," I began, my voice steady but gentle. My daughter and stepdaughter exchanged glances, curiosity and apprehension mingling in their eyes. "We understand that things haven't been easy lately. There have been feelings of jealousy and unfairness, and it's time we address them openly." My wife continued, "We want you both to know that we love you equally, and we're proud of each of you for different reasons. But we also understand that it's not enough to just say that. We need to show it in our actions." My stepdaughter shifted in her seat, her eyes downcast. "I just don't understand why I can't be good at something like her," she mumbled, referring to my daughter. My daughter, ever the peacemaker, reached out and touched her sister's hand. "You don't have to be like me. You just need to find what you love." This was the moment we had been waiting for. I seized the opportunity. "What do you love, sweetheart? What interests you? Is there something you've always wanted to try?" She hesitated, glancing at my daughter and then back at us. "Well, I do like drawing. I've always enjoyed art, but I never thought I was any good." My wife smiled warmly. "Everyone starts somewhere. How about we enroll you in an art class, just to see if you like it? No pressure." Her eyes lit up, a small smile playing on her lips. "I'd like that," she said softly. That weekend, we found a local art studio that offered beginner classes for teens. We signed her up and bought her a set of professional drawing pencils and sketchbooks. She was hesitant at first, but as the days went by, we saw her excitement grow. She spent hours in her room, sketching and practicing different techniques she learned in class. As the weeks passed, it became clear that my stepdaughter had a natural talent for drawing. Her sketches, once hesitant and unsure, began to show a confidence and creativity that surprised even her. She brought her sketchbooks to dinner, eagerly showing us her latest creations. One weekend afternoon, we decided to take her to a local art exhibition. We wanted her to see more forms of art and inspire her creativity. At the exhibition, she was captivated by the various styles and techniques on display, pausing frequently to study and ponder the works. "The use of color in this painting is amazing," she said, stopping in front of an impressionist piece, her eyes filled with wonder. "I never thought of using colors this way." "Art is about expressing yourself, not being confined to a certain style or technique," I encouraged her. "You can try these different styles too, and find your unique way." Inspired by the exhibition, she returned home even more eager to try new techniques. She began experimenting with watercolors, oils, and digital art, blending these mediums to create unique works. Her art teacher also noticed her progress and encouraged her to participate in art competitions and exhibitions. Meanwhile, my daughter continued to excel in tennis and teaching. Not only did she perform well in competitions, but she also showed great patience and enthusiasm in teaching younger kids. She started promoting her tennis lessons on social media, and soon more students were signing up. Seeing her sister's progress in art, she felt genuinely happy and offered to help, such as sharing tips on how to promote her artwork. The bond between the two girls grew stronger as they supported each other. They would discuss their progress and challenges after dinner, offering advice and encouragement. Though their interests were different, this mutual understanding and respect brought them closer together. A few months later, our household found a new rhythm. My stepdaughter's online art shop began to gain traction, and she was soon making a respectable income from her sales. She no longer felt overshadowed by her sister's success. Instead, she had carved out her own niche, earning recognition and admiration for her unique talents. However, life is full of surprises. One evening, my stepdaughter came to us, her face pale and anxious. "I got an email from a company that wants to buy some of my designs," she said, her voice trembling with a mix of excitement and fear. "But they want exclusive rights. I don't know what to do." This was uncharted territory for us all. We sat down as a family and discussed the pros and cons. My wife and I sought advice from friends in the legal field, ensuring we understood the implications of such a deal. We taught her how to read contracts and explained some key terms. Ultimately, we left the decision up to her, trusting in her judgment. After much deliberation, she decided to negotiate a deal that allowed her to retain some rights to her work while granting the company the exclusive use of specific designs. Although the process was nerve-wracking, it proved to be a wise decision. The deal provided her with a significant financial boost and increased visibility for her brand. Her success inspired the entire family. My daughter was also motivated and started thinking about how to expand her tennis lessons to a broader audience. She began creating instructional videos and posting them on YouTube and Instagram, attracting more attention and students. Her teaching business quickly expanded, and she even had her first batch of online students. A year later, our family had transformed dramatically. Both girls had found their places in their respective fields, and their achievements had far exceeded our expectations. My daughter attracted the attention of college tennis coaches, while my stepdaughter's artwork was featured in online galleries and publications. One quiet evening, the four of us sat in the living room, deciding to reflect on the changes over the past year and share our feelings and experiences. My stepdaughter spoke first, her voice filled with pride and gratitude. "This past year has really made me grow," she said. "I never thought I would achieve so much in art. I'm very grateful for your support and encouragement." My daughter nodded in agreement. "Yeah, I feel like I've learned a lot too. Not just in tennis and teaching, but also in balancing my time and handling different challenges. Thank you for always supporting me." My wife smiled at them. "We're so glad to see you both finding your places in your respective fields. We've always believed that each of you has your own strengths and potential. We just provided a little help. You're the ones who made it happen." "Do you remember when we first talked about fairness?" my wife asked, her voice filled with nostalgia. "We were so worried about making everything equal." I nodded. We learned that fairness isn't about making everything the same, but ensuring everyone gets the tools and support they need to succeed in their own way. My stepdaughter smiled, her eyes shining with gratitude. Thank you for believing in me and helping me find my passion. My daughter chimed in, and thank you for supporting everything I do. We're really lucky to have you both. Looking at my family, I felt a deep sense of satisfaction. We had faced challenges and uncertainties, but they had made us stronger and closer. Our daughters had not only found their paths, but also learned the value of hard work, determination, and mutual support. That night, as my wife and I lay in bed, we talked about the future. I think they're going to be just fine, she said confidently. I know they will, I replied, holding her close. We've given them the foundation they need. Now it's up to them to build their futures. As we drifted off to sleep, I knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, we would face them together, as a family. The journey was far from over, but we were ready for whatever came next, confident in the strength and resilience we had cultivated along the way.